Where Truworths reported group retail sales for the 52-week period, which ended on the 28th of June 2015. They increased by 8.2% to 11.6 billion rand compared to the previous period. I'm now joined on the line by Michael Mark, Chief Executive of Truworths. Good to have you with us on the line today, Michael. It's certainly been an interesting time for you and your company. Looking at the numbers overall, it does seem as though slightly positive. Headline earnings per share up by 3%, operating margin as well at 30.5%. But you've been very aggressive in your expansion strategy with stores such as Naartjie as well as Earthchild being acquired recently.
Yes, we're very excited about Naartjie and Earthchild. You know, Google, we already had a large kiddies business in LTD Kids, but now having what we consider to be the most exciting, best brands in men's and ladies in the country, now we've got Naartjie, Earthchild and LTD Kids. So our Truworths Emporium store with all of our ladies and men's brands is now enhanced with a kids range of LTD Kids, Naartjie, Earthchild. So we think we offer a much broader, more exciting, holistic offering to all the fashionable people of South Africa.
I'd like us to expand further on the opportunities that you see in the child clothing market, given the fact that there's sluggish growth in South Africa, consumer spending under pressure. What will make parents want to pay a premium for the products that you might offer?
You know, when it comes to clothing, especially what we consider to be aspirational clothing, but yet affordable, people do spoil their children and want them to look very good, especially on special occasions around Christmas time, when the season really gets cold in late winter, May and June. So there are peaks in product sales, and I think people will often rather spend money on their children's clothing, and I'm not talking about school clothing, and I'm not talking about very functional, cheap clothing. I'm talking about special clothing that make them look sweet and good and feel great about themselves. They'll sacrifice themselves in favor of their children.
Are you concerned about the rising interest rate cycle and the credit sales that you drive in your book? Will you potentially work in means and manners to hopefully encourage creditors to pay you?
You know, our customers do pay us, and as you know, Google, the last 3 years have been a really difficult economic time in the country for credit, particularly credit. There's been a real credit bubble that's burst, and things have been tough the last 3 years. But there's no question that in the general economy, the credit environment appears to be steadily improving, and therefore our own book is looking healthier and healthier. And remembering, for us, credit is an enabler. It enables more expensive, premium, aspirational clothing to be sold to the mass mainstream South African customer who is not normally allowed to get credit from banks, etc., who have the credit cards. So for us, it's an enabler to allow them to buy from us.
Thank you so much for your time today, Michael. That was Michael Mark, Chief Executive of Truworths.